Let's get honest for a moment. How many times have you closed your eyes, imagined your dream life with every detail, even tried to feel what it would be like if everything just worked out, and yet weeks or even months go by and nothing really changes? Maybe there's a flicker of hope, a random sign, but the big shift never arrives. You end up back where you started. The same job, the same struggles, the same story on repeat. Sound familiar? Here's a truth nobody wants to say out loud. You can spend years visualizing, journaling, scripting your perfect future, and still find yourself stuck in the exact same patterns. It's almost like the universe is ignoring your worst, teasing you with just enough signs to keep you hooked, but never delivering the real breakthrough. And if you're honest, you've probably wondered, is there something wrong with me? Am I missing the secret that everybody else knows? But what if the problem isn't your faith, your motivation, or your technique? What if the real reason you feel trapped is because the way most people talk about manifestation is missing a crucial piece, a piece that modern science, quantum research, and ancient wisdom are all starting to agree on? Here's the plot twist. The real code that shapes your life isn't about how hard you wish or how clear your vision board is. It's about something happening beneath the surface, every single moment, whether you're aware of it or not. Let's look at the evidence. Neuroscience now shows us that our brains are constantly filtering reality through deeply rooted patterns, habits that run on autopilot, emotional loops we've repeated for years, even unconscious beliefs picked up from childhood. These hidden programs don't just shape our behavior. They actually control how we interpret the world, how we react, and, crucially, what we expect is possible. That's why you can visualize abundance, but still feel anxious every time you pay a bill. Or imagine your soulmate, but feel awkward or unworthy in real relationships. Your body, your emotions, and your subconscious are often living in a completely different story than the one you're trying to script. Quantum physics, meanwhile, has shaken up the way we think about reality itself. Experiments have shown that the act of observing, of bringing conscious awareness to something, actually changes the outcome. But here's the twist most people miss. It's not just what you think about, it's the energy. It's the feeling, the baseline state you carry with you day after day. It's why two people can walk into the same room, see the same opportunities, and have totally different results. The universe isn't responding to what you say you want. It's tuning in to who you are on a frequency level. And this is where most manifesting advice falls apart. If you're only focusing on visualizing what you want, but your nervous system is wired for survival, fear, or lack, you're sending mixed signals. It's like dialing a radio station that's full of static cue, can't tune in to clear results. If you're not broadcasting a clear frequency, this video is about unraveling that loop, showing you not only why so many people stay stuck in cycles of hope and disappointment. In the next parts, we'll dig deep into the true mechanics of reality creation, the science of energy and identity, and the exact steps to shift your internal world so that the outer world has no choice but to catch up. By the end, you'll see that the missing link isn't outside you, it's within. Stay tuned because this journey is just getting started. So let's dive deeper, because here's where things get fascinating. What if everything you've been taught about creating your reality is just scratching the surface? Most advice says, if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your life. That's inspiring. But what if it's only half the story? Here's what science and mystics alike have quietly revealed. Reality isn't built on thoughts alone. Sculpted by something far more subtle and powerful, your core frequency. The invisible signal you're sending out 24/7, even when you're not paying attention. Think of it like the difference between a dreamer and a transmitter. Dreaming about something is like tuning in to a movie you love. You feel inspired, maybe even energized for a moment. But being a transmitter means you're actually sending a signal out into the world. A kind of broadcast that interacts with the quantum landscape around you. Here's the breakthrough. Life responds to your transmission, not just your wishful thinking. That's why you can recite affirmations every day and still find yourself reliving the same scenarios, repeating the same habits, stuck in the same emotional gridlock. Let's break this down with a bit of brain science. Your brain is a powerful prediction machine. Every moment, It's scanning your environment and matching it to the familiar blueprint you've been carrying for years. If deep down you expect struggle, rejection, or lack of unconsciously your system literally filters out anything that doesn't match those expectations. You could walk past opportunities and never even notice them because your subconscious is running the show. That's why positive thinking alone is never enough. Imagine trying to use a magnet to attract metal, but you're holding a block of wood. It just doesn't matter how badly you want it. The frequencies simply don't connect. The same principle applies to your life. The energy you hold, the beliefs you embody, patterns you act on all shape the electromagnetic field around you, which in turn draws in experiences that resonate with your core vibe. What's wild is that quantum experiments have confirmed that matter itself doesn't settle into form until it encounters a conscious observer or presence that, quite literally, collapses potential into reality. But the magic isn't in wishing harder. It's in the underlying pattern of who you are being. You're not just influencing outcomes by what you visualize, but by the consistency of your inner state, your daily baseline, the way you talk to yourself, the emotional set point you return to, the story you live in your body. So the real secret is you are always manifesting. The only question is, are you aware of what you're radiating? This isn't just metaphysics. It's backed up by studies on heart coherence, neural reprogramming, and the impact of emotion on the body's energy field. When you shift your frequency from anxiety, doubt, or frustration to a genuine sense of trust and alignment, you start broadcasting a signal that the universe, or whatever you want to call this field of reality, cannot ignore. This is the missing link that turns daydreams into lived experience, that shifts you from wishing and waiting to attracting and receiving. And here's the wildest part. The more you align your inner state, the less you need to chase. The proof, the results, they start to show up, sometimes in ways you couldn't have planned. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to bend reality to their will while others struggle, the answer is hidden right here in this quantum interplay of energy and identity. And in the next section, we'll explore the powerful practice of syncing your mind, emotions, and actions so that your signal becomes magnetic and reality has no choice but to reflect it back. Keep listening because the real transformation starts as you discover how to become the signal, not just the dreamer. Now, let's peel back the curtain on the one factor that can completely shift your experience. True alignment. Most people talk about manifesting as if it's all about what you think or how you feel. But there's a hidden layer that almost nobody is teaching: the magic that happens when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all move together.
Like instruments.
In a symphony, imagine trying to create a beautiful piece of music, but your mind is playing one tune, your heart is beating another, and your actions are completely off rhythm. The result is a kind of static noise that confuses not only you, but the entire field of possibility around you. Here's the secret. Reality doesn't just answer your words or wishes, it tunes in to your inner harmony. In the language of science, this is called coherence. When your inner world is aligned, when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in sync, you actually become magnetic to the experiences you desire. Coherence is not just a new age buzzword. It's backed by research in neuroscience and energy medicine. Studies from places like the HeartMath Institute show that when your emotions and intentions are aligned, your heart's electromagnetic field expands and your body's systems work in harmony, amplifying your ability to create meaningful change. It's like flipping a switch that makes you visible to the very outcomes you want to attract. Here's where it gets wild. When people get stuck, it's almost always because their desires and their daily habits are working against each other. You might dream of abundance, but still talk about money as if it's always running out. Might hope for a loving relationship, but close yourself off the moment you feel vulnerable. It's these mixed signals that keep you locked in cycles, chasing goals that never fully land. Quantum physics tells us the universe is a sea of probabilities. Every choice you make, every belief you reinforce, is like selecting one possibility from the infinite field. When you're consistent, when you think, feel, and act as if your dream is already reloot, literally collapse those possibilities into form. It's not magic. It's alignment in motion. Let's make this practical.
Ask yourself,
Are you really showing up as the person who already has what you want? Or are you stuck in the identity of someone who's still waiting, still wishing, still hoping? It's the smallest choices, how you speak about yourself, how you handle disappointment, how you celebrate your progressor, powerful broadcasts to the universe. You can't fake coherence, but you can train it. Little moments when your actions or emotions don't line up with your intentions. For example, if you want confidence but find yourself doubting every decision, pause and reset. Choose one small action that matches the version of yourself you wish to become. Neuroscientists call this self-directed neuroplasticity.
Every
Time you act from the new identity, even if it feels strange at first, you're literally rewiring your brain and body to accept a new normal. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And the stronger your signal becomes, the faster your outer world shifts to match. Here's something few realize. You don't have to wait for circumstances to change before you change your state. In fact, your external life is always lagging behind your inner alignment. That's why so many people chase goals, hoping that achievement will make them feel different, only to discover they're still stuck in old patterns. The shift starts inside. When your frequency stabilizes, life has no choice but to respond. This is the turning point where manifestation stops being a guessing game and becomes a reliable skill. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the world feels softer, opportunities seem to find you, and your sense of peace isn't shaken by setbacks. That's the reward for coherence. And here's the final twist. The most powerful creators are not the ones who chase, but the ones who choose to embody the outcome long before it appears. This is your invitation to experiment with this secret today. Notice your patterns, align your actions, and watch what happens. If you found value in this journey so far, make sure you subscribe to this channel and tap that like button so you never miss a breakthrough. Share in the comments below one area where you want to practice coherence. Your story might inspire someone else. And as we move forward, get ready to unlock even deeper levels of alignment and practical steps you can use to make your transformation not just possible or inevitable. Stay tuned, because this is where the real adventure begins. Here's where things get real, and honestly a little uncomfortable. Because this is the part nobody tells you when they talk about manifesting or creating your best life. If you've ever wondered why you keep running into invisible walls, why every time you make a little progress, you somehow find yourself pulled back into the same old cycle, this is the moment of truth. The reality is, so many people, even those who teach about success and positive thinking, still struggle in private. They post highlight reels, share wins, but quietly wrestle with setbacks, self-doubt, or feeling like an imposter behind the scenes. It's easy to scroll through stories of people who seem to have it all figured out. Those who talk about just trust the process or think and grow rich, and assume they have some secret edge you'll never have. But the secret they don't tell you is this: the real breakthrough didn't happen in public. It happened in quiet moments, in choices nobody saw, in the small, unglamorous habits that slowly reprogrammed who they were being. You see, the world is obsessed with results, careers, followers, money, but those outcomes are just shadows. Side effects of something much deeper. The internal shift from living as someone who wants a new life to living as the person who already is that new version. The truth is, most people get stuck. Not because they lack talent, vision, or hard work, but because they're carrying the weight of old stories, patterns, and unspoken fears. These invisible anchors keep pulling them back to what's familiar. Even when they get close to success, they sabotage it or feel like it doesn't belong to them. Think about it. Have you ever caught yourself downplaying your dreams, brushing off compliments, or feeling uneasy when good things start to happen? That's not bad luck, it's the nervous system resisting change. The people who truly break through are the ones who face this inner resistance head on. They don't just fake confidence or repeat affirmations. They step into the discomfort of becoming someone new, even when it feels unnatural or scary. Here's another hidden truth. Those who seem to have it all are often practicing. Behind the scenes, a discipline of alignment, choosing thoughts, words, and actions that match their highest self. not just their circumstances. They catch themselves slipping back into old habits and gently correct course. They know the difference between wanting change and actually being the change. It's never about perfection. It's about persistence coming back, again and again, to the new identity until it becomes second nature. The irony is, most people are looking for the magic technique or the right method, thinking the answer is outside themselves. But the secret ingredient isn't a new tool. It's the willingness to let go of the identity that's keeping you small. It's in the courage to choose differently, especially when nobody's watching. And here's the real pain point. Until you make that inner switch, you'll find yourself exhausted, chasing validation, jumping from method to method, always searching for proof that you're finally enough. The cycle of waiting, wishing, and working harder only reinforces the belief that what you want is still out of reach. That's why so many people give up or settle for less than they deserve, never realizing that the key was always inside. This is the turning point in your journey, the moment you stop looking for answers in the next video, book, or course, and start embodying the reality you want right now in the smallest ways. If you're feeling the ache of frustration, the sting of missed opportunities, or the heaviness of old patterns, know that you're not alone. The pain is real, but so is the possibility of transformation. In the next part, we're going to break down, step by step, exactly how you can shift from wishing to living, from hoping to becoming, and give you practical tools to practice this art in your daily life. Because the real magic isn't in the secret rituals or hidden knowledge, it's in your willingness to show up as the future version of yourself before anyone else believes it. This message hits home. Keep listening, because what comes next could be the moment that changes everything. Now let's turn all this insight into action, because knowing the theory means nothing if you don't know how to apply it. The real question is, how can you actually shift your frequency and train your mind and body to become the version of you that already lives your dream? What do the people who consistently create results do differently from everyone else? Answer might surprise you, because it isn't about doing more or working harder. It's about mastering a set of small, simple practices that anyone can use, no matter where you're starting from. The first practice is radical self-awareness, which most people go through life on autopilot, reacting out of habit without even realizing it. Successful manifestors do something different. They become scientists of their own experience. Throughout the day, they check in with their inner world. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling? Does this match the life I want to create? If not, they pause and gently redirect their attention. You don't have to judge or shame yourself. Just notice, breathe, and choose a thought or feeling that better matches your desired reality. Neuroscience shows that even this brief pause is enough to interrupt old neural pathways and start rewiring your brain. The second practice is intentional embodiment. It sounds fancy, but it's actually straightforward. Imagine for a moment that you're already living your goal. How would you stand, move, speak, or breathe if you truly felt abundant, loved, or confident? The key isn't to pretend or fake it, it's to experiment in small ways with carrying yourself as that person. Maybe it means wearing something that makes you feel powerful, or responding with gratitude when someone offers kindness. These micro shifts send powerful signals to your subconscious, teaching your body that a new normal is possible. Over time, these small actions stack up, and your identity begins to shift from the inside out. Third, practice emotional regulation and coherence. Research from the HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart's electromagnetic field is highly sensitive to your emotional state. When you practice feeling emotions like appreciation, or using simple breath work, or pausing to remember something beautiful, your heart and brain begin to synchronize. This coherent state has been linked to greater resilience, creativity, and even improved physical health. The next time you catch yourself worrying or doubting, pause and take a few slow, deep breaths. Focus on your heart and call up a memory that makes you feel safe or grateful. Even 2 minutes can reset your energy and shift your frequency. The fourth practice is conscious language. Pay attention to the words you use, especially when you talk about your life, your challenges, or your dreams. Successful people guard their language carefully, not because they're afraid of making mistakes, but because they understand that words are creative. Instead of saying, "I'm always unlucky," try, "I'm open to new possibilities." Instead of, "I can't afford it," say, "I'm learning to receive more abundance." These shifts may feel awkward at first, but language creates identity, and identity shapes your results. Fifth, adopt the habit of celebrating micro wins. Most people wait until something big happens before they allow themselves to feel proud or grateful. High achievers know that every step, no matter how small, deserves recognition. When you notice yourself making even the tiniest change, responding with patience, speaking with kindness, or taking a wrist pause and celebrate, dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, is released when you acknowledge progress, making it easier to keep going and reinforcing your new patterns. Next, set up your environment for success. This isn't about drastic changes, but subtle cues. Place reminders of your intentions where you'll see them dahlia, post it on your mirror, calming photo on your phone, an inspiring quote on your desk. Surround yourself with people, books, and media that reinforce your desired identity. When your surroundings reflect your goals, it's much easier to stay in alignment and avoid slipping into old habits. Another secret weapon? Practice mindful presence. Every day, take at least 5 minutes to sit quietly, breathe, and tune in to your body. Notice sensations, thoughts, or emotions, but don't judge them, just observe. This simple act of awareness helps you detach from limiting stories and reconnect with your true self, making it easier to respond intentionally instead of reacting from old programming. Finally, commit to consistency over perfection. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never slip up. They're the ones who return again and again to the practices that keep them aligned. If you have a bad day, start fresh tomorrow. If you lose your center, gently come back to your breath. This journey is not about never failing, but about building resilience, the kind that carries you forward even when things get tough. To recap, the path to real change is built on simple daily choices: self-awareness, embodied action, emotional coherence, conscious language, celebrating small wins, supportive environments, mindful presence, and above all, consistency. None of these require special talent or huge effort, just a willingness to show up for yourself each day. Try 1 or 2 practices this week and notice how your mood, your energy, and your opportunities begin to shift. As you integrate these habits, you'll find that transformation is not a distant dream, it's a lived reality, accessible to anyone ready to claim it. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll reveal how to recognize the subtle signs that your frequency is shifting and how to anchor your new identity so deeply that the world has no choice but to mirror it back. Let's talk about what really happens after you start putting these practices into your life, because this is the part where most people either rise or retreat. When you first try to shift your habits and step into a new way of being, you may run straight into resistance. It can feel awkward, even unnatural, to speak kindly to yourself if you're used to self-criticism, or to stand confidently when your mind is looping old doubts. You might find it hard to stay motivated, especially on days when it seems like nothing is changing. This is where many give up, thinking that because results don't show up right away, the method must not be working. But here's the honest truth. Real transformation almost always takes longer than we expect. And the biggest rewards go to those who are willing to keep showing up, even when the evidence is slow to appear. Think of it like planting seeds. Water them, you wait, and for a long time, nothing seems to happen above the surface. But underneath, roots are taking hold, and soon growth bursts forth all at once. Your new habits, beliefs, and ways of feeling are exactly the same. Consistency is what turns effort into identity. The people who reach their goals aren't usually the ones with the most talent or luck. They're the ones who kept going when the results were invisible, who trusted the process and allowed small wins to add up. If you ever feel frustrated or tempted to quit, remember that every time you practice awareness, shift your language, or act as your higher self, you're strengthening your internal muscle. Science backs this up. Neuroscientists have found that our brains change through repeated action, not single breakthroughs. Each time you choose the new way, you're making it easier the next time, until one day, it's automatic. Of course, setbacks will happen. Some days you'll fall back into old routines, maybe doubt if you're making progress at all. This is normal and doesn't mean you failed. The key is to be gentle with yourself, to notice the slip without judgment, and to simply start again. Treat it as feedback, not failure. If you find motivation slipping, try connecting with others on the same path. Having an accountability buddy, a supportive community, or even a simple reminder to check in can make all the difference. Sometimes just seeing someone else share their journey can spark your own commitment. That's why I encourage you to save this video and share it with someone you care about. Maybe a friend, a family member, or even a coworker, so you can support each other as you grow. Community is a powerful tool for change. Another tip: set up tiny rituals that anchor your intention each day. This could be writing a morning affirmation, pausing for 3 deep breaths before meetings, or celebrating small steps before bed. Choose cues that feel natural and meaningful to you. If you get stuck, reflect on your why, the deeper reason you want change in the first place. Reconnecting with your bigger vision can rekindle your passion on tough days. Sometimes, physical reminders help. Place an object on your desk, wear a piece of jewelry, or change your phone background to something inspiring. When you see it, take a second to realign with the person you are becoming. If your environment is full of distractions or negativity, make small adjustments, play uplifting music, spend time in nature, or declutter a space where you spend time. These subtle shifts can lift your mood and make it easier to stick with your new practices. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Results often come in waves at first. Small shifts in how you feel, then changes in how you react, and finally, new outcomes in your life. Sometimes the people around you will notice before you do. Trust that if you keep showing up, keep choosing alignment, and keep believing in your capacity to change, your outer reality will catch up. This is not just hope. It's how our minds and bodies are designed to grow. If you're serious about creating lasting change, I invite you to make a promise to yourself right now. Drop a comment below, sharing one thing you're committed to. Practicing this week. Your declaration is powerful. It turns intention into action and encourages others to do the same. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to save or share this video so you can return to it on challenging days and inspire those around you. Together, we can create a ripple of positive change that's bigger than any of us alone. Remember, progress is built on practice, not perfection. The only way to fail is to stop trying. Keep going, support each other, and watch as your consistent efforts lead to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. As we reach the close of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything you've discovered, not just as ideas, but as living practices you can use every day. The path to true change is not about chasing endless methods or waiting for some perfect moment. It's about grounding yourself in a handful of simple, proven habits that anyone can. Start using right now to open the door to a new reality. Over and over, those who achieve lasting success all seem to return to a core set of daily actions. And it's these small choices done with intention that stack up into extraordinary results. The first principle is self-awareness. This means pausing throughout your day to check in with yourself, noticing your thoughts, your emotional state, even your posture. Just the act of noticing breaks old patterns. If you realize you're slipping into negativity or old worries, gently steer yourself back to the present. Maybe with a few deep breaths, or by focusing on a thought that makes you feel hopeful. This practice is so simple, but it's the gateway to everything else. Next is embodiment, bringing your intentions into your body and actions. The most effective people don't just think about their dreams. They walk, speak, and move as if those dreams are already unfolding. You don't have to force it or pretend. Start small. Sit up a little straighter. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Answer a question with more confidence than usual. That's little. Act is a signal to your mind and to the world that you're aligning with a new identity. Third is gratitude and emotional coherence. Find a moment each day to pause and feel truly grateful for something, no matter how minor it seems. Science shows this simple feeling actually changes your heart and brain rhythms, creating harmony inside you that ripples outward. When gratitude is hard to reach, try appreciation for something neutral, or compassion for yourself in difficult moments. These emotions aren't just nice ideas, they're tools to rewire your state, quickly and powerfully. Fourth, guard your language. Listen to how you talk about your challenges, your finances, your hopes. Swap out phrases like, "I always struggle," or "nothing ever works" for more open, possibility-filled language. Say things like, "I'm learning," "I'm open to growth," or "I'm finding new ways." These shifts might sound small, but they plant the seeds of your new story. Next, celebrate every win, even the tiny ones. Each time you catch yourself showing patience, speaking your truth, or trying something outside your comfort zone, take a second to recognize it. You're teaching your mind that growth is happening, that your efforts matter. This builds confidence and resilience, making it much easier to keep going when things get tough. Another practice is to shape your environment. Leave gentle reminders. For yourself, maybe a sticky note with an intention, a screensaver that lifts your spirit, or a favorite song that snaps you back into focus. Surround yourself, as much as you can, with people and ideas that reflect the direction you're moving in. Even one small shift in your surroundings can boost your energy and keep you on track. Perhaps most important of all is consistency. Real magic isn't in perfect days, but in showing up again and again, even when you slip or life throws challenges your way. Every person who's truly transformed their life will tell you it's the steady, repeated actions that turn possibility into reality. Start small, but keep coming back. In moments when doubt creeps in, remember progress isn't always visible in the moment, but over time, it becomes undeniable. So as you move forward from this video, choose one practice that spoke to you and commit to weaving it into your routine this week. If you feel inspired, let's build a wave of positive energy together. Hit the like button so more people find this message. And subscribe if you want ongoing guidance and practical support. But most importantly, I invite you to scroll down and share your biggest takeaway, a commitment, or simply a word that captures your intention for the days ahead. Maybe it's consistency, courage, gratitude, or growth, whatever resonates most with you right now. By adding your voice, you're not only reinforcing your own commitment, but helping to encourage someone else who's watching and wondering if they can do it too. Every comment creates a ripple. If you know someone who could use this reminder, share the video with them, a friend, a family member, or anyone looking for real change. Let's make this space a source of encouragement, insight, and practical wisdom for everyone who visits. Remember, you're never alone on this path. Each small effort matters. And the more we lift each other up, the stronger our collective. Transformation becomes keep practicing, keep sharing, and keep believing in the possibility that your life can shift in powerful ways, because it can, and it will, one intentional step at a time.